Ladies and gentlemen, well, not ladies, no lady really wants to watch me, but gentlemen and IACL fans out there, welcome back to one of my videos. This video being my week one battle versus Brian, and yeah, if you want to see what my team is, you can watch my team builder. But if you don't care, I'll go over my team really quick. My Azumarill is max HP, max attack, assault vest, Azumarill with waterfall, ice punch, aqua jet, and knockoff. I have the Jolly Max Speed Intimidate Staraptor to deal with potential +2 Mega Pincer, so I can handle its quick attacks a little better. My Mixed Defense Licky Licky for Wish support and Ice Beam, so I'm not a sitting duck against half his team because he has a Dug Trio, Mega Pincer, and a Thundurus. So yeah. My Bronzong, it's a 3 attack Stealth Rock Bronzong. Has the right coverage to hit pretty much every single thing except Metagross. My Mega Beedrill used for just the Adamant U-turn Poison Jab Knockoff Protect pivot. And my modest max special attack Life Orb Sharpedo to deal with his Metagross and potential defensive Quagsire or Dug Trio even. And maybe even his Thundurus, but he'll go for Thunder Wave. But that's not the point. As you'll see, he brought most of the Pokemon that I felt like he would bring, that I mentioned in the team builder. In fact, the 2 Pokemon that I said he wouldn't bring, he didn't bring after all. And pretty much every single other Pokemon was a toss-up. So, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with my team builder because I feel like I have the right team to knock his team down to the ground. So, yeah, without further ado, we're going to go off the team. We're going to go to turn 1. And I'm going to lead off with Sharpedo, predicting him to lead off with his Metagross. So I am going to lead with Sharpedo, but he's actually going to lead straight with Thundurus. So I'm going to go for the protected start, just so I can see what he's going to go for. Worst thing he does here is go for the Nasty Plot, but he doesn't click the Nasty Plot. He goes straight for the Thunderbolt. Well, next turn, I calc my modest Ice Beam, and it doesn't kill Thundurus from full most of the time. It's a roll. It's like a 40% roll in my favor. Well, no, 40% roll for me, 60% for him. So yeah, I'm not going to take that risk this early in the game, so I'm just going to switch right into my Licky Licky. I want to see how much Thunderbolt does, and if it shouldn't 2-hit kill me after a Protect plus a Wish. So I'm going to go into my Licky Licky, as he actually switches right out into his Quagsire. So at this point, I felt like this would be a perfect opportunity to go for Toxic. So I am going to just click Toxic, but he makes the smart play and goes right into his Metagross, which is that was definitely one of the smartest plays he can make because he knows Licky Licky cannot do much to Metagross unless I have like Shadow Ball or Knockoff. So at this point, I felt like he was going to click Stuff Rock because this is the only Pokemon in this team that actually gets Stuff Rock besides Dug Trio, and I don't think he would bring Stuff Rock Dug Trio for multiple reasons. So at this point, I'm just going to switch into my Bronzong because it gives me the opportunity to go for Stuff Rock, plus I can bluff the fact that I might have Earthquake and do probably 3 KO it, unless he's defensive, which I figured he might have actually been, just to like wall my Staraptor. So I'm going to go right into my Bronzong. Hopefully he thinks that I have Earthquake, or at least just scare him out to the point where he just can't touch me or anything. And like I said, he will go right for the Stuff Rock, which I figured he would. So now this is my opportunity to go for my Stuff Rock, especially since he has a Mega Pinsir and a Thundurus. So he's going to go right into his Greninja, which is Protein, if you weren't aware. So yeah, he's going to go right into his Greninja. And at this point, I felt like he wasn't going to click Dark Pulse because I have an Azumarill, and he can't have Gunk Shot. So he knows my Azumarill is a perfect counter to this thing. Like, he can't do anything to me. So I figured he would not click Dark Pulse. That he would just make the safe play, go for U-turn. And he will just go for U-turn, only do 18%, which is great. So at this point, I felt like he was going to switch into his Quagsire or his Metagross, considering that was probably the best switch into any move I was going to click. But as you'll see, he'll actually just go straight into his Thundurus, which, as you'll see, it looks really bad for him right now, but you'll see it does help him out later on. So at this point, I'm just going to click the Psyshock to kill him, and he's going to go for the Thunderbolt. It does 49%. I find out he's Life Orb, so according to my calc, he was just the typical max special attack timid Life Orb set. And then I'm just going to kill him off his Psyshock, and just like that, Bronzong already has 1 Force Switch. Unless U-turn isn't a Force Switch. Yeah, he has 1 Force Switch with Metagross and 1 kill against Thunder. So yeah, that's great. I like it. So at this point, he's going to go back into his Greninja, and at this point, I cannot stay in. and I felt like he would click the Dark Pulse this time, so I am going to go straight into my Azumarill, predicting the fact that he would just go straight for the Dark Pulse. And as you'll see, he will go right for the Dark Pulse. And as you'll see, this is a Life Orb Stab Dark Pulse, and it only does 19%, which is pathetic. So at this point now, I get to find out what kind of set his defensive wall is to this thing is, and I find out it is the Quagsire, and his Quagsire is not Water Absorb, but actually Unaware, which is probably for, I don't know, what did I have in my team I can set up? I don't have a lot of setup Pokemon, so I was kind of, maybe Belly Drum, yeah, but probably Belly Drum Azumarill makes sense. He was kind of afraid of it because he doesn't have much for, Aqua Jet, I guess, after +6. So yeah, I guess I can see why he would bring it. But Water Absorb was definitely a good option too. But he is unaware. And at this point, I get one of the lowest rolls I could have gotten with Waterfall. The lowest roll is about 32 to 33%, and the max roll was 39%. So yeah, that was kind of bad. So I'm just gonna go for the Waterfall, test my luck. If I get a good roll and a flinch, I could be okay. I do 34%, which is okay, I guess, and I get the flinch, as you'll see. So at this point, he goes up to 39%, and with a max roll, I actually kill, or if I get another flinch, I kill it. So I'm going to go for the Waterfall, and I get the lowest roll possible with Waterfall. And he isn't going to get flinch, and he goes for the Recover. So at this point, I don't have much of a switch into this thing. So I'm going to keep clicking Waterfall. I do 35% mid-roll, but I get the flinch. And at this point, he's going to go up to 35%, which is a mid-roll. But two out of my last 3 Waterfalls have been low rolls. Every single one, most of them have been at least. So at this point, I'm hoping that Azumarill could just pull out the mid-roll and kill this Quagsire once and for all. And he actually will get the mid-roll, so Azumarill getting his first kill of the season, as well as that forced switch against Greninja. So there you go. All my Pokemon are just getting stats right now. So right now he's going to go into the Metagross. And I know I live any one hit from this thing unless it's a Thunder Punch. And if he does have Thunder Punch, I can conclude if he's like Assault Vest or something. Well, no, he's not Assault Vest. I can conclude if he's like Leftovers, Life Orb, or anything like that. Because we haven't seen any chip damage on him so far until now. So I get to scout him out, what he's going to do. He goes for Meteor Mash and I live because of my natural bulk. And I'm going to go for Knockoff and I actually find out he was Occaberry. And the reason for Occaberry was because he wanted to switch into Flare Blitz and he would probably kill me back with Zen Headbutt since he probably had it. So at this point, after I see the Occaberry, I pretty much conclude that his full set is probably Stealth Rock, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, and Zen Headbutt, which means he can't touch my Bronzong, but I can't touch him back. So yeah, that's kind of bad for both of us if it comes down to it. So at this point, I'm going to go into my Licky Licky because I can try to pass off a Wish into this thing later on. And he's actually going to go for the Bullet Punch, which was best case scenario because it avoids less damage on my Licky Licky, and it does 13%. That's pathetic damage right there. Licky Licky. Showing why I picked it. I picked it for a reason. Anyways, I know he can't do too much, and I can't do too much back. He gets a crit Meteor Mash as I go for Wish, which is okay. Another Meteor Mash will not kill me. And I'm willing to risk the crit because I don't think I'm going to get crit twice in a row. There's no way. As he actually switches as I go for the Ice Beam. And he's going to go straight into his Greninja, which is cool. I get to get damage off on this thing, even if it's only like 15%. I'm going to go for Ice Beam, do 14%, and I get the Freeze. Now, a lot of people were saying this was really bad for him. But let me tell you something. This Greninja could not really do too much to me. His best move to hit me, as I found out later on, was Hydro Pump. And even then, like, it does 50 to 59% at the most with my spread. And with Wish and Protect and Life Orb, I beat this thing 1v1 no matter what. So, the freeze didn't really matter. Not really. It probably actually helped him more because it gave him a free switch in that I don't think he would have been able to have later on. Now, anyways, I'm just going to go for the Wish. And at this point, this is kind of a scumbag play, but I kind of need my HP on my Azumarill. So I am going to go for Wish, and I'm going to go for the Azumarill switching. And I am going to be able to get him to stay frozen as I go all the way back up to 60%. Now, let me tell you guys something. If I wanted to bank on the fact that he was going to stay frozen, I should have got into Bronzong because I didn't really I didn't think about what Mega Pinsir could possibly do late game And if I would have been able to pass a wish to Bronzong when it was at 38%, I would probably get most of my health back, because base 67 HP means that when I pass a wish off to it, it will pretty much get like 70% HP back, which means I would have probably gone up to full. If not full, it would have been pretty darn close. And as you'll see, it will definitely matter later on in the game. So he's going to stay frozen as I go for the waterfall, and it will kill the Bronzong. The Greninja, even if it does resist as Water Dark. So it's now a 6-3 match, and at this point, it's looking really good for me. Like right now, I have a really good advantage. I have my Intimidate Staraptor, I have my Mega Beedrill, which I can sack off if it comes down to it, and Dugtrio cannot do too much as long as I have Licky Licky run. So at this point, I feel like I'm doing really good. By the way, I'm gonna go get the Force Switch point there as I go into my Licky Licky, and he's just gonna go straight for the Meteor Mash, and it doesn't do anything. It does 31%. That's not a lot of damage. So at this point, I know I beat this thing 1v1 with just Ice Beam, because Ice Beam will just whittle this thing down little by little by little. So I'm just going to go for the Wish, and I see with my HP I go up to 38%, so if I had a crit, I live the next Meteor Mash. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm gonna click the Ice Beam, and it only does about 8%. So I know I would probably need 3 Ice Beams to kill it, or unless I got like a good roll of one of my Ice Beams. But at this point, he's actually gonna go right into Dugtrio. So if I would have clicked Ice Beam there, that would have been cool. But I'm just gonna go for the safe Wish, and he's gonna go for the best. This is the move that changes the game for the rest of the game, and that is Memento. I not for 1 second did I think about Memento, and this is a part of the game where I pretty much this is like these fortunate these I'm trying to look for the correct word. These sequence of plays are not the best plays by me as a battler ever. Like I misplay really bad here, and I had multiple things I could have done that could have possibly saved me the game. So yeah, he's gonna go for the Memento, lower all my stats to the point where I don't think Ice Beam even to a KOs after Stuff Rock with Mega Pinsir. So I go back to full Volt, but really that's not gonna help me at all at this point. Now, at this point, I feel like going to Staraptor is the best play. Trying to get an Intimidate off. That was my priority, because at this point I know what his plan is going to be, and that's going for the Sword Dance. And I don't my Bronzong. I can't really do too much with Bronzong. I can't go for Wish, because if he goes for SD, and it gives him an opportunity to just go for another one, and at +4 I pretty much lose. So at this point I have to switch into my Staraptor, and I go into my Staraptor, and I find out he's Hyper Cutter. And now this is where I find out, dang, I didn't think about Hyper Cutter for 1 second. And I had Mega Pinsir last year, so I would last year. So I would think I would be the one to think that this thing has Hyper Cutter, but yeah, I didn't think about it for 1 second. Now let me explain to you a couple of plays I could have done here. I could have done one, gone for Ice Beam, and just gone for raw damage, because here, you know what, guys? Here, I'll take the calc right now. Okay, let me open my calculator right now. I don't think he had any HP investment on his. This is with no HP investment on his Pinsir. If I was -2 with my Licky Licky. All right, I'm sorry, guys. This is gonna it'll only take like 2 seconds. Yeah, -2. Ice Beam. Yeah, it only did 19 to 23%. So going for Ice Beam and staying in was not the play, because it just gave me it really made the game even worse for me. My best play was going into my Mega Beedrill, sacking it to the Quick Attack as I go into my Staraptor, lowering it to -1 as a Mega form and not as its normal form of Hyper Cutter. That was my play. And if I really wanted to play really ballsy, I could have gone to my Sharpedo, sacked down the Quick Attack, and gone right back into my Staraptor on the Intimidate as I put him back at neutral. But at that point, my Staraptor would have been too low to eat any hit, and my Bronzong was too low to eat an X-Scissor at that point. So really, there was not much I could really do at this point. As you'll see, I pretty much summarized that he's gonna click Swords Dance, and at this point, I pretty much lose the game. Like, I can't do anything. Like, there's nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do about this. He's gonna click Quick Attack, destroy me. Yeah, +2, I just die. At +1, it was a roll to kill me because he was adamant. I thought he would be Jolly, but he was adamant. So I'm gonna go into my Licky Licky. He had close combat, but Frustration is just gonna get the job done. So that's gonna be another kill for Mega Pinsir. It's now 4-2, but at this point, you might as well just call it 2-0 because it's done. I can't do anything at this point. I'm going to go into my Liberty, and this is where the wish could have potentially mattered because X Scissor, he did have X Scissor, but it didn't come anywhere close to killing me at that point. I had Rock Slide, but Rock Slide did not kill Mega Pinsir, no matter what. I needed a crit to win at that point, which would have at least given me a chance to actually, win. And I didn't have Aqua Jet on my Sharpedo, so even if I did do that, my chances of winning the match were still awfully low. So yeah, at that point, my Bronzong goes down, and my last 3 Pokemon all died at Quick Attack. So yeah, that's pretty much the ending of the match. Now, as you'll see this thing just destroy me with Frustration and Quick Attack, let me go over the match really quick. I don't feel like I played bad. My decision to switch in the Staraptor I felt like was smart at the time. I didn't think about Hypercutter, and now I definitely will because I do play. I probably will play him later on this season, and I'm gonna make sure I don't let Mega Pinsir get a 6-0 sweep versus me next time. And so, by the way, Mega Beedrill steps in the field and dies immediately. So yeah, that kind of sucks. My Mega doesn't get to do anything to start. So like, what can I say about Brian? Like Brian, he executed his plan to perfection, even when things were going terrible for him. When I flinched his Quagsire twice, I froze his Greninja, which didn't really matter in my opinion, but it's a toss-up, I guess. But he executed his plan perfectly. He knew with damage on my Bronzong, he knew this Memento plan would work. And even if I just sacked my Mega Beedrill and got into my Staraptor, it was a mid-roll to kill me with Quick Attack. So even with just like average luck, he still would have won the game. So it was just well played by him. I didn't think he would bring Adamant Mega Pinsir. I thought he'd bring Jolly. I just thought he would bring Jolly to outspeed my Staraptor if I wasn't Scarf. But he wanted to be a little more risky, and I can definitely respect that by him. And he just played really well with that Memento plan. I didn't expect Memento. I didn't really think about it too much. And even if I brought like a Mental Herb predicting Memento, there's no way that that most likely wouldn't have worked. I just didn't think it would happen. He played extremely well at that point. He knew that play, those sequence of plays were his win condition at that point, and he executed it to perfection. And what more can I say? I do lose 2-0, which most of the ICO fans and members were saying, yeah, this team is losing to Brian. But you have to admit, I gave him a run for his money for a good moment of time, and with some well executed plays, I could have actually still won the game with if a roll went in my favor, because literally the roll with Quick Attack was 66 to 81%. Oh no, it was like 68 to 81%. So literally a mid roll won the game for him. So yeah, like what can I do about that? I can't do too much about it. So good game to Brian. He played it he's now winning our series 2-1. So I definitely plan on beating his ass whenever I play him again. I can check actually. I'll check the schedule live for you guys right now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Let me check the schedule. Schedule. Please load. Okay. Well, in the meanwhile, let me talk to you about week 2. If you guys are still watching at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if you aren't watching at this point. But I play Yams week 2. So yeah, that'll definitely be fun because he's the most heat player in the league for sure, and he's fun to hang out with. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to play him. Week 2, as I play Flame, the leader of the league, week 3. So yeah, we definitely don't have any easy games coming up anytime soon. In fact, our schedule is only going to get harder and harder and harder. So. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun playing all these tough players. Like I'm excited for sure. But yeah, let me see. I play. Oh yeah, I played Brian week 8. 7 weeks later, I played Brian. So yeah, Brian, I am gonna make sure that week 8 match ain't gonna be a loss to Swords Dance Mega Pincer because that was just awful. Anyways, let me go over Yams' team really quick, just a little preview to next week's match. He has Zard, X, Magnezone, Umbreon, Whimsicott, Hitmontop, Rhyperior, Weezing, Braviary, Gothorita, and Suicune. So he has a Gothorita. I'm already terrified. Then he has Zard X, which hits like a truck. So yeah, it will definitely be a fun match to prepare for. I'm definitely excited. So if you guys are excited as well, like just tell me in the comment section what I could what could I have done differently besides the fact that I could have sacked Mega Beedrill, Intimidate, or anything like that, potentially pass the wish into my Bronzong earlier in the game and just hope for a Rock Slide crit. That's pretty much my only way of winning at that point. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the match. What can I really do about it? It was well played by Brian. So yeah, we'll see you. I'll see you next week, or pretty soon actually, because it's almost the end of the battling week. Because I think our week 1 battles end by Saturday. So our week 2 starts Sunday. So yeah, we'll potentially see a team builder up soon. So yeah, without further ado, I'm Ace Trainer Josh, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.